Hi, everybody. I am Sandy Shook. This is Sips and Stories. Thank you for joining us today. And I have Beth here with me. And Beth, if you could introduce yourself and let people know a little bit about you.
So my name is Beth Loconte, and I am co-owner of One Way Electric. And we do residential and commercial electrical.
Great.
What else do you want to know?
First question is always, well, not always. Are you originally from Colorado?
We are not. We are actually from Montana, and we moved here about 8 years ago now.
Oh, wow. Okay. What brought you here?
Job opportunities, actually. Kind of a bonus to that was just opportunities for our family and our kids educationally and otherwise.
So job opportunities, does that mean in the electric world, or did you start out somewhere else?
So we started out in electrical in Montana, and we owned a business there. And when we moved here, Justin, who is my husband, also the co-owner of the company, he was a project manager for a fairly large organization, and they project managed mostly military contracts, both, what do I want to say, on the North American continent and also internationally. And so he got to learn all parts of projects and all parts of project management. While he was doing that, he was getting his master's license here in Colorado so that he could then start his business.
Very cool. So what is your role? I know that when I need to, reach out for electrical work, you're the one I contact, but I don't know if you're the right one.
Yeah. So I am. So I do the back end office stuff. So a lot of times I do I have in the past done all the scheduling. We're actually recently onboarding a administrative person who I am graciously handing off some of that to. So calling our main line, our 719 number is perfect. If you have my number, then you can feel free to still call me and I will still help with that. But yeah, I do all the back end stuff, the hiring, the payroll, the office.
Great. So is this what you wanted to do when you were growing up? Like when you were grade school?
No.
What was a grade school? Because I know I had something.
So I'm actually a person who has always wanted to be kind of in a helping role. So I have a very lengthy history in drug and alcohol counseling and also social work. So just being with people and helping people.
How did you get into the counseling?
I don't know. It's always been my thing. I couldn't even tell you.
Wow.
I was one of the kids in school that got voted as natural helpers or whatever back in the day. So I've always just been kind of drawn to that. So that's what I do.
And do you do that down here as well? And here I am saying, because you came from...
See, she already knows I moved. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Okay. Wow,
now everybody knows.
All kinds of new things. Yep. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have an older brother.
Oh, okay. Does he live here too?
Nope. He lives in Montana.
Okay. So you left your entire family?
Literally both sides. My husband's side, my side, they're all still there.
Ah, okay. And nobody trickled in, right? Or they tried and you went, this is my territory.
Well, if I say that on camera, then I'll get in trouble. No, they haven't. They have not migrated down. So we still go back to Montana yearly, if not more than once a year.
And I think I told you that Montana was like my second state to try out if Colorado didn't work for me.
I don't think you've ever said that to me.
Yeah, so I came out here from Minnesota.
Okay.
And yeah, none of my family came out with me. I was here for, I don't know, Kathy's out here now for 10 years. But yeah, she came out for 6 months, then went home.
Oh.
Because she went home for love. And then she came back, so.
And she came back. We'll leave that alone.
Yes. Well, she brought all her kids here.
Oh, well, okay then. That's fine.
So what was it like growing up in Montana then?
So I did not grow up in Montana.
Oh, okay.
No, my father was in the military. He was in the Air Force for 20 years. So I spent the first 18 years of my life moving all over the world. So for me, it was great. I loved moving. I loved meeting people. I loved going new places. To this day, I love to travel. So just taking the opportunities where we were to learn about other cultures and meet other people, that was a huge highlight.
Yeah.
For me. So my family, my dad's side of the family, my mom's side of the family, they're all from Montana. So every time we rotated or moved stations, we would always go to Montana. So that was like the closest I ever had to home, if that makes sense. And so after I graduated college, I moved to Montana and I was there for 11 years, something like that before I moved here.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of always been the place I call home in a weird way.
Yeah. Well,
in that weird military way.
Yes. And that's what you really have to do, right?
Yeah.
So how did you celebrate holidays? Do you celebrate holidays?
So we're very unique in how we celebrate holidays because she's laughing at me. So when we were rotating, sometimes we would rotate like in January. And so then our families would just hold holidays. And so they would have their holiday on the right day, like say Christmas on December 25th. But then when we would come through, we would have a holiday with everybody. And our family just always had a holiday where we were because we weren't always.
Yeah.
We weren't always in the States.
Do you have a favorite holiday that?
Oh, Christmas. Hands down.
Yeah.
My family hates that. I love Christmas.
Why?
Because I have a ridiculous amount of decor that has to be put up every year. And by every year, I mean every year.
I know somebody in the studio audience, is all about Halloween. So,
Oh, I do too. Same person. Love that.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's great.
It is a fact. We do put up Christmas every year and then we take it down.
Inside and outside, or just more so?
Oh, no. Both.
I loved Christmas so much that I would actually staple lights around every room in my house.
Okay. I don't have lights in every room.
Well, I don't do it anymore. It's too much work to take down.
Easy.
Well, okay.
It takes
Not
a while.
if you turn off all the, it's kind of a mood set,
It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
And it's festive.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that you have a lot to you and your story. So you're very good at networking. So,
thank you.
And you have a few networking groups that, do you lead the networking groups, or are you just, because the last one I saw you at was, I just went just because I was invited, and all of a sudden there's Beth.
I know. And I made you come over. I was like, Sandy, you have to come over.
Yeah,
That's true. I did do that. I actually helped kind of co-facilitate one on Thursday. Now I was not doing that until just recently. And then I have a BNI, and that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Just the two, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
And where is your business really, your business partners, or the partners that actually the referral partners? What am I looking for?
Who works best with us?
Yeah.
General contractors would probably be kind of at the top of the list. HVAC companies and realtors, actually. So, because people buy and sell houses, and we do a lot of inspection fixes, property management companies, any homeowners, business owners, really honestly. And I always tell people this and people laugh at me, but electricity is pretty much in every building. So we can assist in multiple settings. So.
Do you do anything with the solar?
We do.
Okay.
Yep. We do hook up solar. So.
All right. Well, I don't know if we want to bring, oh my gosh.
Should I help her?
Yeah.
She's laughing.
Dacia.
Yes.
If Dacia wants to come up, I really would love to share her story. And well, the story all encompassing, right?
Yeah. Because it kind of all goes hand in hand in my world.
Yeah.
So well, because we work, we have a business.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
This pays for my trips. Shout out.
It's true.
So I don't know where to start with this, because when I had the first one-on-one with you, you told me about her story and what you have been a part of, what you're trying to get started here in town and all around. So I don't know how much you want to share, what you want to share as far as, can you share a little bit of your story, and then maybe your mom can fill in.
I fill in a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. Where do you want me to start though? Like with my name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Dacia Loconte, and I am a para-athlete. So that means I have a physical disability. If you're wondering, no, it's not visible. My physical disability is a traumatic brain injury, which affects my coordination, but not my intellectual abilities, which is why I don't qualify for like the special track in figure skating. And so basically, like, what is it? We went to like Florida in 2019 for a competition?
Yes. June of 2019, we went to Florida.
Yeah. And we met a lady.
Susie Worley. Susie Worley McLaughlin from U.S. Figure Skating. This is where the story gets weird.
Yeah. We learned about this track that they're trying to start for people with physical disabilities or adaptive disabilities for figure skating. And so I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll be a part of this. I want to get in this. I mean, I have a TBI, which we found about like what?
You're 13.
Yeah, I was 13. So that was almost actually very closely around the same time. So I was like, you know what? Sure. I was also tired of taking last place all the time. I'm just joking.
She's not joking. She's not joking.
You are your mother's daughter, right?
I'm a little competitive, okay? So I was like, sure, let's get this track going and see if we can get more people in there. And then, COVID hit, so everything kind of got shut down. That was great. That happened. And then almost right after COVID, we started trying to get this track back up and running. And so there's actually two different tracks that we found out about. I don't remember when we found out about inclusive skating, but inclusive skating
2021.
Yeah, whatever. Right after.
My job.
Inclusive skating is the adaptive track in Europe. And basically, they're actually kind of like 10 years ahead of what the US is doing already.
And what is it? You said adaptive?
Yes.
Skating, what is that?
Physical disabilities.
Okay.
So like amputations, genetic mutations, TBIs like me. Margarita, her daughter, is progressively going blind.
Margarita's daughter, Juliana.
Her daughter, Juliana, is like progressively going blind. So there's also that. So it's just basically people with any sort of physical disability. And I believe they actually do include.
They do include intellectual disability.
Intellectual disability, yeah.
Yeah, they do both.
And then here in the US, there's Skate United. I don't think we do both.
No, so skate. Okay. So you want me to help now?
Yeah.
Okay. So just to back up just a teeny bit, her TBI actually occurred at birth, but we had no idea. They just kept saying she was premature and everything will be fine. So when she was 13, that's when she got diagnosed.
Wow. How'd you get that diagnosed?
We ended up.
Some people in my school, in middle school, asked if I was deaf because I didn't hear what they were saying. Well, I heard them, but I didn't process what they were saying.
Oh, wow.
And then
so you probably got teased a little bit there?
Well, to be honest, because I had a TBI, I was kind of oblivious. I'm sure I got bullied a lot.
That's true.
Like,
no idea.
Well,
good.
I'm pretty sure I was getting bullied and teased a lot. I just didn't put it together, and I didn't really care. So I just went home to mom because I was like, oh, you know what? They got a point. That's a little weird. So I was like, there's something wrong with me. And then she was like, no. And then she was like, well, if we're going to do this, you can't quit. We're going to all the hospitals.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Okay, fine.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I told her she was going to start.
That was the start of my yearly hospital year.
Yeah.
And I got so sick of hospitals.
Oh,
Took us a year.
Wow.
So they couldn't pinpoint it. We actually ended up at Boston Children's. And that's
Boston.
We actually got denied by multiple other children's hospitals. So we went to Boston.
Well, and that's why I wanted to share this story because, not only in business, but also in life, if you don't fight for things, it's just.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Right. Because then you just stay stagnant and you can't move forward. And we don't know. When she was 13, she got the official diagnosis. And then I would say that was probably about 6 months after I met Susie at US Figure Skating. And then I realized very quickly there was no adaptive track for people with physical disabilities at US Figure Skating. There was only a track for people with intellectual disabilities, which falls under Special Olympics. So
what? Wait.
There was no track whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no track.
None. So
Okay.
I being the not so subtle person that I can be at times, sought out Susie after we got back. And I was like, hey, hire me. Let's fix this. I knew nothing about para athletes. I knew nothing about I knew a little bit about figure skating, but I really couldn't even tell you. I only know 2 jumps out of 6. I'm not good at it.
Well, I don't have a jump.
So,
I don't know how to do
I
any
know,
of it,
but like
so.
most skating parents know these things. I do not.
And she's not a skater mom. Skater mom.
Stop. Be nice.
Okay, not all of them.
You need to edit me smacking her. So anyway, so I literally got myself hired at US Figure Skating so that we could build a para athlete track for people with physical disabilities. And so that took about a year and a half. We have phase 1 done, and phase 1 means that we're using the old scoring system, the 6.0, like Torval and Dean and like back in the day. We're not using the IJS like Nathan Chen you see on TV with 100 and 200 points or whatever. There's 2 different scoring systems. Anyway, so the second step would be getting the IJS involved or getting the IJS scoring system set up. But they have yet to do that. It's been 4 years now. After I left.
Wow, 4 years.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. So they're working on it still. However, Inclusive Skating in Europe has IJS and they've done all that. And 2021 was her first skate there. And then, so they do virtual competition.
Wow.
Because not everybody who has physical disabilities can travel easily.
Yeah.
So they do a virtual
So they have,
and then
they have
person.
virtual. So I did virtual the first time. And then I think the second time I did virtual, and then we got to go in person
to London.
London.
Was it fun?
Cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have great gluten-free food over there. I mean, it's better than here. I only say that because I'm gluten intolerant. And it's like, at least they figured it out. Over here, they don't know what they're doing. And then the gluten-free food progressively disappears.
In case you're wondering, she's absolutely my child. So you guys are all laughing over there. Okay. So she did the in-person, then she did the virtual worlds again. And then we're actually leaving on Thursday to go to Para Worlds for figure skating in Sweden.
In Sweden?
Yeah. So we're going to Sweden.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
So
wow.
So
do you actually get to enjoy the areas that you travel to as well? Or is it like a business trip where you're going in, you're doing your job, and then you come back out?
I mean, it's kind of a bit of both. Like, obviously, I go there to compete, but we also make sure to find time to go do things that are just like close by or around. Obviously, it's not like a vacation necessarily. It's not like you're going around touring.
it's not a vacation for me.
Yeah, not for her. She's probably more stressed than I am every time we go. And
Well, somebody has to get you where you have to be.
Yes.
but we do make sure we get to go around and go see sightseeing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what made you want to talk about your story?
Oh man. Okay. So really it was more just because I wanted it out there for other people. I guess like I was actually kind of nervous about it first when we first started asking me to talk about like my TBI and stuff. Cause I was like, I'm not sure how much I want there, like out there on the internet for people to know. But then I was like, well, you know what? This track needs to happen. I was like, so I might as well just talk about it. So at least people know and that people can get in. Cause I just want to, I'm kind of like her. Okay. I just want to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get most of my personality traits from her, but I get my looks from my dad.
Ouch.
Too Italian for me.
You're fired.
But I really just wanted to like help put it out there for other people. Is why I started talking.
What
about
are some of the, if I can ask, what are some of the difficulties with traumatic brain
Oh my gosh, too
injury?
much.
That's what TBI stands for, right?
Yeah.
Do you want me to help?
No.
Okay.
Well, you can help if you want.
No, you got.
Most of the struggles there for me, mainly because mine doesn't like go towards the intellectual end, and mine is also fairly mild compared to some other TBIs, so I'm able to hide it better.
Yes.
I don't like intentionally hide it; it just like doesn't show as much.
Yeah.
She's good at it.
But with some of the struggles, it's like almost anything coordinative you can think of. Like it took me forever to learn how to tie shoes because I couldn't do it.
Oh, and you
And
didn't
then-
question that way back then?
Oh no, we did.
Oh, she did,
okay.
but they said it was like full body torticollis or something. Yeah,
Which is
weird.
It's a whole nother thing that doesn't actually apply to her.
One of the other things though, the reason they said this was because when I was younger, my muscles were super tight.
Yeah.
So I could like barely move my head. And my left side was usually worse. So I could only get like this far. Not as far as I can look now.
Yeah.
But that's also one of the
And
struggles.
then the
is, like,
doctors would say, more tummy time.
Yeah,
right?
they would say just
Yeah.
physical therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so by range of motion, she actually only had 10% range of motion on one side of her body and only 15% on the other by 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So we've always known there was something. They just didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody thought it was TBI related by any means.
Yeah.
But that ties into some of the struggles because some days I still wake up and my muscles are just like sore and they're just tight and I can't avoid it. That's just kind of how it is. And then sometimes my coordination, as I said, is just bad. I will just like trip. Sometimes I know if I'm super tired, I will like trip over the edge of the bathtub trying to get out or in.
Okay, I do that.
That's like an everyday thing.
Let's look at something else.
I guess
Yeah.
one of the other better examples is like for skating, I can't move my arms the same way other people do. So like technically for a position, you're supposed to be like here. And then you're supposed to go in. It's supposed to come like this. But because like my body is weird, I'll like go in like this. And it's like really awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't always hit the correct position. And then the other thing is like in like jumping specifically, you have to jump up and then you have to like basically snap. Like you have to snap your hips so that you rotate really quickly.
Mhm.
I don't have a fast enough reaction time for that. So a lot of my jumps, although I can do doubles, are still like undergraded, cheated is what we call them. So they don't actually land clean simply just because I can't jump and snap fast enough yet.
Yeah. So what made you get into skating?
Oh, I was like 3, saw it on the TV and I was like, that's what I want to do. And then I just never let it go.
Wow.
And then I got to skate when I was 7.
So to add to that, when she was 3, she literally told me, I'm going to skate. And I was like, whatever. Right. I didn't believe her. Plus we lived an hour.
I'm not going to be one of those moms.
We lived an hour away from the ice rink.
Yeah,
I was not,
right.
that was like,
It's
I'm
not
not
like you had
trucking
the
her.
Broadmoor right here. You
No,
know,
we were still in Montana.
Yes.
And so she actually like literally kept asking her physical therapist, what do I need to do to skate? And they would tell her and she would come home and work and do the exercises. And just before she turned 7, she was
Yeah, it
slightly
sounds like
determined.
it.
So right before she turned 7, it was like 2 weeks, something like that. Before she turned 7, they said she could skate. And at that point, she'd been working for 4 years. I would have felt like an absolute jerk if I'd have told her no.
Yes.
So I was like, sure, we'll drive the hour one way to let you skate. No problem, honey. And so we did. And here we are.
And you made
12
a
years later.
day-long thing now, right?
Yes.
And
Here we
then-
are 12
and then,
years later.
Funny enough, my older brother, who could have started skating anytime he wanted because he wanted to do hockey, didn't say anything
Didn't say a
until
word.
I got on the ice. He's like, oh, well, I've always wanted to do hockey.
That's
So-
usually what happens. So, hey, you had 2 reasons to be at the skating
So
rink
now I
then,
live
right?
at a very cold ice rink.
Yeah, we went for one parent who didn't do sports, her who did track and basketball, and
Oh,
they got
okay.
2 ice people.
Yeah.
So-
The coldest sport in the world. Well, okay, no,
Literally.
soccer would probably be more.
No, I'd say
No.
skiing or snowboarding's colder.
Oh, well, that's true too.
Yeah, no, soccer's definitely warmer. So yeah.
Wow.
So,
okay.
no,
Well,
so she decided when she was 15 or 16. It was 15 right before you turned 16 that she would tell her story. And so the Gazette actually did a story on her then. And that was the first time she publicly decided she was going to talk about her TBI.
I think it was school one.
Yeah.
That's really great. And it's wonderful. I mean, to know as young as you are to take that leap of, you know, the courage that you have to talk about it.
I agree.
You know, the biggest thing that I think even people that don't have TBIs, you know, it's hard for people to talk about some of the struggles that we go through. You know, I mean, there's so many things, and it's just, I think that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because I thought for sure, you know, that if you're willing to talk about the things that you've been through, how many people are you going to be encouraging to talk about the same things, or to know that, you know, this is okay.
Yeah.
You know, your life is evolving because of what you're sharing and what you're going through. And I think it's great that you're willing to do that for others. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's next week? You're going off to Sweden.
Yeah.
So, is it Sweden, right?
Yes, it's Sweden.
One of those S words. So what's the plan then? I don't know how long of a flight that is. And do long flights affect you when you're traveling?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my first long flight, I would say, was going to England. Truthfully, I have been to Canada before for a competition, but England, I think, was the longest I've ever flown. And I was fine for like the first 2 days, and then jet lag hit, and that was fine after.
Yeah.
I didn't feel much of anything, I don't feel like, or at least I remember.
It didn't change the way you skated or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
You just got on the ice and...
I would say the plane didn't change that. It was the difference in altitude.
Yeah.
Because like having more oxygen was nice, but then at the same time, it almost made it a little harder for me because I was like, it's too much air.
Yeah.
Because you train here.
Yes. Yeah. So where are you hoping to go with this then, with the skating?
With the skating?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely...
Because you're still very young, so...
Yeah. I plan to still continue skating into college. I don't know if it'll be competitively yet or not, just because I'll be going towards my major, right?
Ooh, what's your major?
Oh.
What aspirations do you have right now? Because we all have dreams, right?
We all have dreams.
I want to be a forensic pathologist and toxicologist.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I want to cut open dead bodies just for drugs.
Yeah.
I love my child.
That's great. What makes you, where did that interest come in?
I got into a medical pathway in high school.
Okay.
Like, I heard about it freshman year, and then I got into it sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And we did this whole unit on forensics, which was really cool. And actually, funny enough, I used to be terrified of forensics and crime. Like, she used to watch it all the time. And I remember like going downstairs and seeing on the TV and then having nightmares. And then somehow I ended up...
You traumatize your child.
Every day. Every day.
And then I ended up just really liking it at some point. And then I got into it. I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting to learn about.
Yeah.
I almost said the word cool, but I was like, that's not the right word. It's not like cool that people get murdered.
Well, yeah, when you put it that way.
I knew that was coming.
But anyways, I got into it. And then I learned about toxicology, which is what I really, really wanted to do. And I started learning about it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is like how drugs affect the body and stuff. I was like, this is super cool. But it was also like a really specialized field. So then I was like, well, if I go pathology route, I'll be more hireable. So I can just do both, was kind of my thought process.
Wow.
She helped with that thought process.
I helped with that.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. You also have a mentor, obviously.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, good.
It's okay. I told her I was wanting to go into the field of toxicology. I was like, yeah, drugs interest me. And she was like, yes.
It's true.
All right. Can you tell me more about that?
Because I was a drug and alcohol counselor for 22 years. I mean,
I guess I missed that part.
Yeah.
Or maybe it just went way beyond me.
No, I very much like the whole science behind how substances affect people and how your brain breaks them down and your body breaks them down. And I literally was a drug and alcohol counselor for 22 years, a majority with teenagers. So I was joking to tell people if it's kids and drugs, I'm in. And that sounds awkward as well. But that's the truth.
Wow.
So,
And you didn't want to be an electrician?
No.
And you have any desire to know about all the intricacies of...
She was like, no. Did you see her face?
Hey, props to my dad. No.
You could work closely with your dad.
No. Have you worked with him? He's kind of grumpy. I'm just joking. I'm dying.
Oh,
No,
my.
he's actually super great, but electrical doesn't interest me that much, not gonna lie.
Right.
It's too much math.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Which
for sure.
is weird coming from the person who wants to go into a field that is also math heavy. But it's a different kind
but
of
it's
math.
different, and it's the
Very
things that you're
different.
interested in more so
Yeah.
than So skating, do you do anything other kind of sports besides the skating or?
No. Well, I did soccer in 2nd grade, but that was about it.
Okay.
And then I'd just stick to skating.
Yes.
Because, every time I had those moments where I was like, I don't want to skate anymore. It just didn't happen. I loved it too much.
Really?
Yeah.
And the more you're getting into it,
I couldn't quit if I tried, I feel like, at this point. I kind of got stuck.
Yeah. Paralympics.
Yes.
Is that a thing yet with skating? Where is that at in
So,
Colorado? Is it?
Do you want me to take it?
that's fine.
Okay.
So, no, we don't actually have Paralympics for figure skating yet. So, figure skating isn't in Paralympics yet.
You know, I guess I think I was surprised when I was thinking that that's what Beth had said, but
Yeah.
why?
I don't know. It just hasn't happened yet.
I mean, it's been around.
I
I
can
mean,
answer
skating
this.
has been around forever, right?
Skating has been around a very long time. U.S. figure
Yeah.
skating had their 100th as a
Wow.
club a couple years ago.
Okay.
So in order to be a sport in the Paralympics, you have to have so many countries, and I think it's 9. You have to have so many countries compete in world events for 2 years without dipping below that number, without any of that. And so inclusive skating did not have the number of countries needed. And when she joined, she was actually the minimum. She made the limit for him.
Yay.
And I know. And since then, so it's been 2.5 years.
So now you're like, you're not quitting.
Actually, no, this is all her choice. Like, we've never said they had to do it. People think we have.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, no.
Really?
Okay.
Because a lot of skating people have to skate. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And so when she started skating with inclusive skating, we brought another country, right, to that organization. And so in the last 2.5 years, we are now in double digits of countries
that's
skating
awesome.
very regularly. And in April of 2024 was the 2-year mark. And so December of 2024, they actually submitted to see if Paralympics would accept figure skating as a sport. So that was one of her. That was one of her
step
goals.
forward, right?
Yeah. And so kind of the word is right now that they're looking at maybe 10 years from now.
Yeah.
What?
Welcome to the process. Welcome to our process.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
You'll be a pro at that. You'll be leading it.
Right? With her forensic
Maybe.
pathology too. Yeah. So it is a very lengthy process to get a sport into either Olympics or Paralympics, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Holy cow, I had no idea.
I did not either until I started
You
working.
know, it's one of those things that, you start paying attention to different little things.
But at least we finally got it in there to.
yeah.
almost
Submission is
like,
in.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that was one of your goals.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. So now do you have an organization that you've created to try to increase? Or is that the next
I think we just
mom tool?
no.
Okay, not mom tool.
No, we don't have an organization. More like I just promote the organizations I'm in. So like Inclusive Skating, Skate United, one I'm a part of. I'll do we did little media things on Instagram, sometimes the Facebook for you.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. She's done a couple articles and different things. But I think probably the biggest thing we did was that when she joined Inclusive Skating, we said, yes, you can use her story, her image, her Facebook, whatever, however you need so that it grows. And again, I'm so excited for them because in 2.5 years, they've more than doubled their participation. So that's phenomenal.
And then
so
what can we do to get others involved?
Like her Facebook.
Yeah,
Seriously.
what's the Facebook? I'm on it. But
No, the Facebook's longer than the Instagram.
They're all long. I didn't name them. Dacia Loconte, para-athlete figure skater.
Well,
for Facebook.
And if you
Instagram,
search,
Yeah,
I
Dacia's
think-
not the most common name.
Yes, DACIA, right?
Oh yeah, that's how you.
Yep. Do you know the origin of your name?
Oh Lord! Do you want me to
You
tell
want
the
your
story?
mom
I
to
want to
say
tell the
it?
story.
You want to tell the story?
I want to because it was me. It was funny.
Okay, fine. She can tell the story.
So everybody say my poor husband. He got stuck with this name. So when I was in college, actually, I was cruising through one of the malls over on the west coast of Washington, and this girl was screaming this name, and it was Dacia, and she was screaming at somebody, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's like the prettiest name ever. So literally, I start stalking these people to try to figure out how to hear this name in this mall. I'm running through trying to find them.
Serious?
Absolutely,
Oh my gosh,
100%.
that's funny.
And so I find this, and the girl was a soccer player, and she had the name on the back of her shirt, and I was like, and we're done. And so then I met my husband, obviously years later. later. And I was like, so if we ever have a girl, just so you know, her name is Dacia. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, you don't have an option.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
So shout out to whoever that soccer player was.
Yeah.
Gave me my name.
That is 100% how she got her name.
Have you Googled it?
No.
I mean, it's like, come on.
But it worked for me because I married an Italian and it's an Italian name.
It
so
is?
I worked. So it worked.
Wow.
It was like,
And it was spelled the exact same too.
yeah.
Because
So-
she saw it on the back of the, what was it, like a jersey shirt?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
How
thank
fun
you. You
is
gave
that?
me my
I
name,
know.
spelling and all.
Wow.
Yes. And I followed a soccer player through them all to get it.
Wow. How fun is that? That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Who can
Yeah.
say that about their name?
Right. Yeah.
Which is so funny because when my teacher asked me that for AP US history,
Yeah.
my name is actually apparently a war as well.
It's like Romanian.
It's like a Romanian.
Italian, and it was
And
a
it's
war.
a car company. And it's like a
It is.
It's
Go
like
after
what?
the car.
It's like a region in Italy, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, he's like, do you know your name holds historical significance? I'm like, I do because of a spine doctor I had who didn't call me Dacia because apparently it's pronounced Dacia.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
he's from.
Romania.
Yeah.
So he like refused to call me. It was funny. I was like, oh, I guess I'm Dacia while I'm here. But I was like, yeah, I didn't know that. He's like, did your parents know that when they were naming you? I was like, no.
No.
He's like, then how'd you get it? I was like, oh. He was like, what? Anyways,
That's how she got named.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So you find new things out about me.
Yes, I do. I just want to make sure that I call out Humble Coffee again and
Yes.
for the opportunity to have Sips and Stories at this cafe. We wouldn't have the show available to us to film if we didn't have Humble Coffee. So thank you again for that. And Anne Odell with Park Lane Jewelry.
Yes.
So I probably want to talk a little bit more about the electric company.
Sure.
So what is it that you guys specialize in? I know that there was one specific thing with the, can't remember, the surge, the whole house surge
Oh.
protect. Can you explain that? Because I don't
Yeah.
know if you still want to sit with us, if you just want to, because I'm sure that the studio audience will have questions. So
Yeah, can
if
hang
you don't
out with
mind,
me. I
Yeah,
hang
I'll
out with
just,
you.
now that everybody knows who you are.
I guess I'll listen to the electrical after, doggy on my dad.
You are terrible. We're not a very serious family, in case you guys didn't figure that out.
Well, I was going to ask Dacia too, what's your favorite holiday? Is it Christmas or
Yeah.
do you have a different one?
Actually, I don't know if I have a favorite holiday. I like almost all holidays. I do like Christmas. I'm developing my own bucket. Thanks for. She has like,
I feel
kid you
accomplished.
not, she has like more than 6 buckets of Christmas decor.
She's being gracious. I have double digits. Let me just help you here. I have double digits in Christmas store. Okay, so moving on. So whole house surge protectors.
Yeah, now we're going to
So
talk.
newer homes are required to have them, and they're actually it goes in your panel, it like plugs into your panel, and it's not technically a breaker, but. So what it does is if there's an electrical surge in the neighborhood circuit, or if you get hit by lightning or something to that effect, the surge protector actually takes that jolt of energy and does not pass it through your house. So therefore it does not fry your appliances, your electronics, things like that. Older homes tend to not have them.
Right. And you guys install them into older homes then?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It
And your
is a
panel.
conversion thing that you can do.
Yep.
Huh?
Just go and you swap it out in your panel and you're good to go. And we actually have had people who've had their houses hit by lightning and it literally does burn. Literally burns right into your outlet and it turns the outlet's black, everything like that.
Yeah.
Fries the refrigerator, which is never happy news for dinner.
Mm.
So we just talk about whole house surge protectors because not a lot of people do talk about that because everybody assumes your house has them, but they weren't something that was mandatory for a long, long time.
Mhm. Now, are you in this industry that we're in right now? So I started lending in 2020.
Yeah.
And it's just been, a roller coaster ride.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you are experiencing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think trades in general, right? They go up and down. There's always like a season for trades as well. So there's always a slow season.
Really? I didn't realize that. Okay.
So winter tends to be a little slower, especially
See, and I would think that winter would be like, okay, I got all my summer stuff done. Now I can call the electrician to get all
you would
the.
hope.
Yeah.
But Christmas comes and people save their money and stuff like that in the winter, which we do too. Everybody does. In Montana, it was definitely a season because you can't do outside stuff
Yes,
when it's
yes.
minus 40.
Yeah.
So here it's less. It's definitely a shorter like down season. But summer is by far the busier. People typically don't put air conditioning in the winter. They usually only do it in the summer. So there's certain things that are kind of more seasonal. So yeah, there's ups and downs. And then in business in general, right? There's just ups and downs.
Yeah.
There's years that are, people are doing more projects and there's years that people are doing less projects.
Yes.
So.
Growing up, did you ever think you were going to be in the electrical business?
No, nope. I'm a helper. I help people.
Yeah, but that's
we already talked about kids and drugs, like so. I've always known I was going to be a helper, and that's just always where I'm going to be. And
now you're a business owner,
and now I own a business,
dual business owner, right?
Just one.
Oh, so you're not doing the counseling anymore?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, just own one business now, and I'm a momager. Is that what they call them? Momagers. I had to learn that word.
That's a full-time job in itself.
It can be.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I did
what
not
are
think
some
I
of the
would do
challenges that
electrical.
you have as a parent of an athlete and then also a para athlete? I mean, is that what I would refer you as?
Yes.
Para athletes, correct.
Yeah.
Just challenges of an athlete in general is the scheduling, because I had two kids who were very active and very athletic, and they, one did travel hockey, the other did competitions. And there was literally one weekend, I kid you not, where she was skating a competition and my son was stepping on the ice to goal 10 minutes after she got done, nowhere near each other.
Oh, wow.
They were like an hour away.
Yeah.
And so I'm planning, like, he's going to the game with one of the other hockey moms. And then we drove to the other rink, because then he had 3 more games after that. And then she went home with the other hockey mom who had to go home. And so logistics was the biggest issue for me. And it's not just her, right? Because I had 2 kids who very, very much were active and did stuff. My other one is now graduated high school and is not skating.
It's great when they get past high school. At least, you got
It's a little calmer.
Well, but at least you got the...
right.
Because, it's always iffy, those last 2 years. It's like, just stick it out, please.
No, I got to say, I was really, really blessed with my kids. Both of them were very, very motivated and managed their stuff. So I didn't have to worry about that part. Worried about other things, but not that part. So yeah, this is actually our last... I don't know if she's realized this is our last competition that we're going to go to for.
No,
I know. Okay. We're not talking about that apparently. Okay. I will, get the pleasure of taking her again. I had the absolute pleasure of taking my son to all of his games and stuff like that as well. And so just logistics. Oh my gosh. Logistics of just being a parent of an athlete. And then a para athlete is a little bit different. In her case, I think it might be a little different because we have a young lady out of Nebraska and she is partial amputee on her arm. And so everybody knows she has a para issue, right? Because it's very visible. It's very obvious. And by the way, that's kind of who I'm hoping to pass the torch to. So her mom can pick up the other pieces that need to be finished. But with Dacia, the para part of it is people don't realize there's a legitimate physical issue. Right. Because they look at her and they're like, you look fine. And she doesn't have an intellectual delay. So people are like, you're not struggling there.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to try and explain to people and talk with people about, this does impede and it does impact in certain ways, but not in others. And then there's days because her injury is a partial lobe injury. So it's not a whole lobe. So there's days that like the neurotransmitters fly past the injury and everything looks great. And then the next day it's like, bam. And then she's like, her arms and legs aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So just explaining to people that it's a real thing.
There's also the weird fact that like when people learn I have a TBI, they'll like either forget because it's not that noticeable, or they'll be like, I didn't realize it affected you outside of this setting.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's true.
Do you think the damage just grows legs and walks off?
I just make it, like I turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah, people think that. Yeah, people actually think that. It's true though.
So I've had that asked from like teachers. I think my coach asked it once, which was hilarious. She's like, I didn't realize it affected you outside of skating.
Yeah. Like they don't realize it crosses like spectrums, right?
Yeah,
it crosses different parts of her life. And
it's just like, where do you think the damage goes?
Yeah, it doesn't just show up here and not there.
Do you find a difference though when you get tired? More tired?
Yes.
Do you have
so
more
when I get more tired, my brain gets more tired, and so like it'll become more obvious.
Yeah.
So people with TBI, and it could be a minor to a major, because there's a whole spectrum. You asked earlier about what do TBIs look like, and honestly, it is all over the board. Like you can have a TBI and never walk again because of where it hits in your brain. You could have a TBI and have an intellectual issue. You could have a TBI like her, and just have the coordination. And she actually has double vision, like all kinds of different things.
And like an auditory processing.
And so
there's not necessarily
the spectrum is so massive as to what could happen. Totally forgot where I was going with that. What did you say? You were talking about
I just said like auditory processing too.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily like intellectual. It's like the manual process of it. which is why like sometimes if people talk to me, I take like a second
to
process because I'm like, what did you say? Or sometimes I'll ask you to repeat yourself like multiple times. So like I've literally repeated myself 3 times. I'm like, it's not going through.
So that was where I was going with this, was that people with a TBI actually take 5 times more energy to process a skill or, you know, sometimes learn a skill. So when you're like, school is very difficult for her. Like when you're like trying to learn all day and hearing stuff all day and reading stuff all day, she will come home and just crash.
Yeah.
You know, and people don't realize that that exertion and that extra energy that your brain has to produce to then make things happen is very exhausting. So by the time the end of the day comes, they almost call it sundowners, like somebody who has dementia. They kind of correlate that because by the end of the day, they're done. Their brain cannot compute, cannot process anymore. And so that happens
and for me,
on very busy days.
Yeah. It'll happen like quicker on busy days, but for me, almost 9:30 every night, my brain's done.
Yeah. Over. Done.
It just quits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I look like I'm zoning out really hard.
So, okay. And then one more question for me, and then I want to open it up to the audience. But so what was the process to determine this?
So,
I mean, that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, for a whole year, but what did they do? I mean,
I don't know.
Did you have little, you know?
Oh yeah, they did the
Sorry.
The imaging. They did imaging. They did the tracking of the waves. A lot of hers was history because right, her physical body was not functioning correctly, literally from birth. Literally. Like had I not had an older child, I probably would not have realized as a new parent that she wasn't moving right.
Yeah.
But I had an older child who didn't have that issue and was moving correctly. And I was like, she didn't move her arm. And then when she does move her arm, she would like pull it in as an infant, literally like 2 months old, and then not move it for days.
And then it would just stick.
Yeah, and then she would just hold it. And
well,
I'm
because
like,
that's kind of like a Alts thing, right?
Yeah.
Or a Parkinson's.
Yeah.
You know, where you just kind of
Stick.
freeze and wow.
She does that because of the muscle tension.
Yeah.
Probably would not have known.
Yeah. Well, hospital-wise, the 2 tests I like really, really vividly remember is the MRI. And then I remember, or I don't know what it's called, but they tested me for seizures or like absent seizures. And I only remember that one because I had to stay up till like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So I was like downstairs playing video games. And then my brother basically got a free pass to stay up and play video games with me because I had to stay up.
He was helping you.
He was.
He was helping. You know, wasn't excited to just get on Minecraft.
Whatever. Your brother is amazing. He helps you all the time.
Yeah.
He's great. No, so that was a long night because Justin and I had to take turns staying up to make sure she didn't sleep.
Oh yeah, I keep poking her. Oh yeah.
Speaking of parenting, I'm getting too old for those overnighters.
I kind of have an idea that you did a lot of those.
I mean,
only in Montana before kids.
No, definitely while I was a teenager living abroad.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just for the record, we took her to Metallica last night, so we were up late.
That's true.
Wow.
So
Well,
we still pull some of them.
Yes, no kidding. All right. Well, I want to open up any questions from the audience.
They're like, you two are too much. We can't even handle you guys.
Oh, we got one coming up.
So I really appreciate the rapport that you guys have with your sense of humor and this type of thing. Beth, how did it start for you? Did you grow up in a funny family or? Because the way you guys, your outlook on everything is just fantastic.
Okay, so here's a terrible story, but it's true. So when I was growing up, my father was a survival instructor. So he literally was the guy that took all the people out into the woods or the desert or the water or whatever and taught them how to live in case of like an emergency or your plane goes down or something like that. Anyway, that was what my dad did. So my father thought that it was very entertaining to take my brother and I out in the same manner. And we didn't know what a tent was. He thought it was entertaining. So we like literally like took the branches off the tree and like made like the actual lean-tos and stuff. My dad is kind of a smart aleck. Like I'm pretty sure that's where I get it from. And so as he's teaching us it sounds terrible. It sounds like one of those really bad Hollywood shows, that like you're a survivalist, but he really was just like, this is just what I do every weekend. Come hang out with me,
Maybe the show got it from him.
I know, maybe, because he's much older than the show. So when we were out and about, we were always out with like his squad, like with the airmen and stuff like that. And just everybody was just always fun and always had like a really great sense of humor. And I was very grateful to my dad, because military families don't always run like this, but I was very grateful to my dad that he brought that home. He didn't bring home the like, this is our regiment. This is what we have to do. This is the military piece. He never brought that home. Like he was just always relaxed and fun, and we would go do things.
So it serves as a coping mechanism then.
Probably for sure.
Very cool.
That's how I cope. They all know that.
That's awesome.
These guys all give the mushy fun stuff in the text, and I'm the one that's like, what is this mushy stuff? Let's do this. It's true.
I really appreciate you both coming and talking about your story, your little bit of journeys, with not only what you're going through and then what business, what you've been through. And, I think we could have you on again just to talk about the counseling part.
Really, she just wants to laugh because I'm not super serious. Can I just say thank you for letting us come on? And I just really appreciate everything that you do for the community. I appreciate everything that you're doing. And I just love that you made this Sips and Stories look so fun.
Thank you.
So fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, most definitely. I appreciate it.
See, she just wants to pull you on again so she can learn about drugs.
Yeah.
All the fun things you learn from the counseling.
Yes. What people should look for.
Did I mention we're not serious people?
Well, on that note.
She's like, on that note, I got to shut these two down.
Thank you again. So again, if you could give out your information.
So again, I'm Beth Loconte with One Way Electric. You can get us on our phone at 719-374-9392. And if you guys are gracious enough to please follow Dacia, her Instagram is at Dacia Skates. So DACIA Skates, SKATES. And then her Facebook is Dacia Loconte, para-athlete, figure skater.
And I do appreciate everybody tuning in and being part of this studio audience. Just be sure that we share the stories that we've learned here. And we will see you on the next story.